Freaking out there. You can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth.
What do all men power want? More power.
My name is luca-zanna. I was an Italian by birth, and I became an American by choice. Our lives and freedoms are in danger. This is not a drill. If you're listening to this broadcasting, you are the resistance.
All systems go.
Welcome to Love, Guns, and Freedom.
We're not afraid.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Another Sunday, another show. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom, Monkey Talks 1340 AM, and also 104.1 FM. As you can hear from the acoustic, yes, I am a Kingman for so forth, but this time I'm not recording, the show is being recorded from my average, mixer audio setup that normally I have. Right now I'm walking around with Mrs. Annie, that she's one of my best students. And we're here because we're going to talk today about a couple of things, about especially the classes that we offer. One of those is the AR-15 rifle for home defense. Hi Annie, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing good today.
Very good, Annie. Thank you for coming. It's funny, Annie, we met, probably one of the first one to come at the opening of Kingdom for So Far. So I remember when you came to the free Tai Chi class. You remember that?
Right, yeah, that was back in October when you first opened.
Yeah, so now almost we're getting close to our anniversary. And you attend a lot of classes. You're done with us. Of course, you're still doing empty hands, in this case, krav-maga classes. You've done rifleman class. You've done handgun class. I mean, you're really a great student. I tell you, you apply yourself a lot. And sometimes I find it because people say, they try to kind of stereotype things like that for guys instead, or maybe, you need to be a kid or some sort, younger person. Instead, you're really great because you learn, you want to learn, and you don't really stereotype the situation. I mean, after all, you're a woman, and you do all the things that many men, I think, they don't even know how to do. At least you try to learn very well. So why you're so inspired to get the, let's say, science and also art of self-defense? What motivates you?
Well, I always wanted to do self-defense, but I never had a chance. And so I was at a point where I thought, well, I'm going to get serious. And I looked online, and this was before you opened, and I found out that you were opening. I'm like, wow, that is so cool. It sounds like a really neat place. So that's why I came here to do the Tai Chi and the self-defense class. And I liked it, the first free classes, and I liked it. The atmosphere here is so great because nobody makes you feel foolish for not knowing stuff or, for being a woman. And I really like it because when you come and take classes here, you're the only one, the class is the only one that's here. It's not like there's a bunch of guys working out, that are looking at you, watching you take your class. You don't have to feel self-conscious. And nobody here puts you down because you don't know something or you don't get something right. So it's just a great place. And so that's why I just keep taking more and more classes because it's just a fun thing to do.
That's great. This is true. We try to keep it, first of all, we always learn. I mean, ourselves, me and Mr. Keo, that we teach the classes. The idea is we teach, but we learn at the same time. It's a process, it's a journey. We always learn new things. But I like the fact you said, yes, when you come here, this is not like a place to socialize or, when you go to gyms that you get there, don't get me wrong, some gyms are great for that. You can go there, little workout and meet people. This is about learning, okay? You spend an hour. We try to dedicate the hour just to the thing we try to share. We don't mix up with other things at the same time. And it's true. We try to keep it simple and to the point. Now, the point is that not only you doing empty hands, in this case you're really getting to krav-maga, you're applying for your first belt. By the way, we're following the curriculum of Mr. Cohen now, Alan Cohen from Israel, and you're applying, of course, for the yellow belt. That's probably one of the most intense, a complete belt. If somebody wants to compare all the other belts in krav-maga, the yellow belt would be probably the one that gives you more tools to put yourself in taking care of yourself in just a few months. So that's very great. Meanwhile, though, you also you finish to attend next week the AR-15 for home defense class. What do you think about that class?
Oh, it's a great class. I'm really learning a lot. a lot of things that you never really thought about, you know, someone breaks into your home, what do you do, what, you know, what kind of things to do. And plus we're learning the different ways to handle the gun, to carry the gun. And it's just, you know, I had the rifle, I've had it for a year or so, and I'm really learning a lot about it, more than I ever knew.
Yeah, exactly, because, you know, we all can have guns. You know, to buy a gun, it doesn't take much. Of course, you got to put some money and you buy the gun. But not because I have a, you know, as I said many times, I have a guitar, means that I'm Jimi Hendrix. Okay, yeah, I can play a little bit, but so you got to apply yourself. And the shooting the gun, that's not even that difficult. It's something that you can be somehow learn pretty fast with the right instructions. The problem is how to think. It's how to think under stress, what to do under stress, because maybe the gun is, for example, already too far. I mean, we're talking about, for example, scenarios of defending yourself in your home with a rifle. And normally you don't leave the rifle, you know, on the sling with you while you're washing dishes, okay? I mean, the rifle normally is in a safe place. There could be a safe in this case. And we discussed that, you know. What is the first thing we were trying to do besides fighting back? Probably it's try to deceive, you know, try to defuse the potential attack, you know. So it's not just learning about how to use the rifle, but also where to position the rifle, how to arrive to the rifle, how to employ the rifle, but also more important, how to delay or maybe completely defuse the potential attacker to find you as a target. What did you remember about the class about, first of all, how to try to defuse a potential attacker coming to your home?
Right, and that's one of the things that you guys really stress, is that the best thing to do is to try to avoid a confrontation completely. You know, you just if you can, you just stay in your room, call the 911, and try not even to confront the attacker if you don't have to.
And that's true, you know, of course, because we don't want to be, let's say somebody, you sleep in the middle of the night and you hear noise, okay, and there is nobody else in the house, okay, so it's not like you have to do it because, you know, you have your kids or your family member, maybe they needs help right now. So the moment that you open the bedroom door and you go into looking for the potential intruder, especially when you know it's there, now you are somehow in a position of disadvantage because he has the advantage of surprise. He can catch you anytime. You don't know where he's located or where she's located. Instead, now you go into his territory. Instead, in the case, if you let them come to you, you have a much better position, of course, to be able to avoid them, or if you have to face them and confront them, you will confront them from a position of strength, you know, behind cover, and of course, hopefully when he cannot see you. But the point is, before even we go somebody coming to your home, we always said the best way to don't have somebody in the home, try to stop him at the fence. Try to stop him at the door. And there are many ways, you know, because sometimes people think, oh, I lock my door. The door is an illusion, you know that. I mean, the door, the average American door, I don't care how beautiful and, you know, heavy it can be. If you don't reinforce the frame, if you don't reinforce those screws, if you don't put a deadbolt, you know, and some extra little bit of, you know, upgrades, the door will go down in 3 seconds or less. So the door is not going to be a deterrent. But before even we go there, we talk about, especially if you live in a little rural area like we do, you know, I know you live kind of out there like I used to. You know, there are ways that you need to start to perimeter your place, you know, starting from maybe solar lights, you know, floodlights, that motion lights, and then you can also put a sensor, you know, and a fence is not going to stop anybody, but then psychologically, the moment that you see somebody inside your fence area, now we have a problem. And then, of course, you know, try to look around clearing areas where people can hide around your home, besides, of course, providing, especially at the corners, spotlights. And try to put natural defensive positions. Like, for example, you know, if you have windows, it would be nice to put some roses bushes or maybe some cholla cactus or something that could be a deterrent. And that's the first thing, you know, we try to avoid to come in. But anything else beside that about when it comes down to deploy the rifle? What is the most important thing beside the rifle that you learn when you need to have in your bedroom?
Well, you need to have your rifle ready, but you don't want to have a cartridge in the chamber. So that's one of the reasons why you want to be prepared and practice, because it's not really totally safe to have it, you know, a bullet in there. And so we practice all these drills so that if it comes down to being, a real thing, we already know it's muscle memory on what you have to do. We already have our earmuffs there so that if we have to shoot, we don't become hearing impaired. And we have our safety glasses there so that we don't have to worry about, getting hit in the eye. We have a flashlight at hand so that we can, use that to either see the attacker or set it down as a decoy.
Exactly. It is a shooting part, as I said, it's hopefully the last thing we need to do. But first, even just some basic tools like the ear protection, especially if you have the electronic, dynamic ear protection, something that is going to give you the edge around the house that you can hear better, but when the bang goes on, you're going to be protected. Something that normally people don't think, You think, okay, just grab your rifle and go see what's going on. And what, God forbids, if you have to shoot a rifle in an indoor environment, that would be a disaster. Would be probably something that could compromise your hearings for the future, maybe even permanently, but also could be something that could deprive you to fulfill, to perform at your best. Because when you're in very much pain and you're shooting a rifle inside the house, you're not going to shoot as comfortable like you were shooting in your best day. So that's little details like that, And yes, of course, how to position and how to also have the rifle ready. Many people would say, yeah, let's keep the rifle with the round in the chamber. Probably can be a pinch faster, but remember, we try to find also compromise between safety and, effectiveness. If I have a round in the chamber, first of all, if anybody may take their rifle without our permission, they know all they have to do is just press the trigger, and that could become a liability, could be also become a danger to us. Instead, that not everybody knows how to maybe charge the handle and load around in the chamber. And of course, another thing that we always think about it, if there is a fire, we have a loaded rifle in the safe, and the fire reaches the rifle, now with the round in the chamber, they're going to start to have some sort of a self-combustion, and you're going to have self-loading rifle that going off back and forth. So it could be very dangerous too. So we try to look at all the different details, but then of course at the end, we try to look at this rifle as a tool to somehow control our home, to engage our opponents, and then of course how to even hold the rifle. There are different ways that we hold the rifle. The range would be different from what we do here. But more important, how to maneuver around the house, because, we have something that can be used as a powerful tool, but also can be used against us. We are working in a small environment. What do you think the AR-15, what are, in your opinion, the advantages to have an AR-15 rifle for home defense compared to, for example, maybe a shotgun?
Well, the AR-15 does a lot of damage if you have to hit someone. Of course, a shotgun does too, but you have more rounds in an AR-15. Most shotguns, you're limited in the number of rounds. You have to, reload it. And if you have, your 30 rounds in the AR-15, then you have quite a few, as well as if you have the magazines, another fully loaded magazine. So if it came down to it, you would have probably enough rounds to keep yourself secure as opposed to a shotgun. Shotgun has, of course, you can probably hit someone a little bit better, but you're so limited in the amount of rounds that you have.
Yeah, and also not everybody can manage the recoil of a 12 gauge or even 20 gauge. Then you're right, when you have your magazine inserted correctly and the rifle is loaded, unless there is a malfunction, something anyway we learn how to clear, the rifle can give you 30 rounds. That's a lot compared to maybe 5+1 or even 8+1 in a shotgun at the most. And then the recoil. Think about it. A shotgun has a lot of recoil. Not everybody can manage it. And under stress, recoil plus, especially when you have a pump action shotgun, you got to practice a lot to keep it cycling. Something that with the AR-15 is much more, easier to do. Now, let's not forget also over penetration, because we shoot 5.56. That is a very fast round, or 223. At the same time, the little slug, it's about 55 grains or 62 grains. What happens that in the average drywall, compare even to a 9mm slug, it is much more forgiving in over penetration. So you have now a shotgun that could be devastating even through walls, and instead you have something like 5.56 of the AR-15 that is very powerful on flash, because you know exactly what it's supposed to do, especially at these close distances. You know, you have almost 3,000 feet per second. Is going to create a lot of trauma into your attacker, into your home invader, but at the same time, it will kind of disintegrate on harder surfaces. So it's something to think about it. And then don't forget, you know, accuracy. Even, you know, we're shooting close range. Handgun, you're limited just holding the gun with your hands. Now you have a stock that you can perform much more accurate shots under stress. So there are definitely a lot of advantages, but the problem, only thing is, when you have a long firearm, like even AR-15, you need to learn how to hold it correctly in case you walk around your home. Because if somebody tries to sneak in on you, all they have to do is get the barrel, and they will struggle with the barrel. Now you have a kind of a struggle on the ground. So what do we learn about what position we like to carry the rifle, for example, when we walk around? Because normally we have three basic ready. The low ready, then we have the ready, the range, and then we have also high ready. What is the best for the kind of a test here we're doing?
The best is the high ready, because you have more control of the rifle that way. If someone grabs it from you, if you have the stock under your arm, they can't get it down, and it's just harder for someone to get it away from you.
Yeah. And then we show with a little bit of leverage and moving our body, we can completely control it, and at that point the muzzle directly against the aggressor, even use the muzzle as a blunt weapon, you know. So that's very important. So yes, the idea is everybody can buy a gun or a rifle, and that's great. I think people should really do that. It's a great way also to start to prepare yourself, and it's an investment too. But at the same time, you know, find practice, you know, learn. And then you can, what we're trying to do here is not just to teach you, but try to show you the way how you can continue to study, to learn, because the practice is the very important. You know, we can go through 12 hours here. We do this class, you know, AR-15 for home defense divided in 3 lessons, 4 hours each class. But the idea is to give you the foundation that you can continue this study. So much that next week we will go to the range, and we're going to record an extra hour all the different techniques that we've done for manipulation, loading, unloading, of course, emergency reload, tactical reload, malfunction type 1, 2, and 3, the stance. All these things that we want to put out for you students that you can have at home anytime you want. Hey, how do you do that tactical reload or emergency reload, or how do you clear the malfunction, or what is the stance exactly? And then so you can continue study, because the idea is more law-abiding people are armed with knowledge and firearms, and I truly believe crime is going to get lower and lower. What do you think about that?
Oh yeah, I fully agree. You know, that's the thing, that these criminals, they pick people that they don't think can defend themselves. And, you know, there's a lot more going on in Kingman now, with more people, you know, getting hurt. And so if everybody knows how to defend themselves, they're going to think twice about trying to, you know, who's going to be an innocent victim and who isn't.
Exactly. And by the way, you know, home invasions are going up, and you never know what to expect. I mean, people think, oh, they want to just come and get my TV. Maybe, maybe not. Remember, when they come for a TV, they also know you're home. They're prepared for the worst. And you cannot just live at the mercy of bad people. And the point is, we have the right here to defend ourselves. It is not even as much as we say, we try to avoid it, but also we draw a line in the sand, you know. Somebody coming to my home, and I'm fearing for my life. At that point, I think you have all the rights to do it the best you can to stop the threat. Remember, we don't want to kill anybody. Our word, you know, our lingo here, we don't use the word killing. We want to stop threat. But at the same time, as much as we hate violence and we try to avoid it, we will use every skill we can to stop the aggressor as fast as we can. That's our philosophy. Anything you want to say about anything before I let you go? I know you're busy, things to do today.
Yeah, I just want to say that, you know, that you really, like you said, you really stress safety here quite a bit. And before I started taking these classes, I always thought that people were kind of defenseless. You know, like animals have teeth, they have claws, they can move fast. But actually, there's a whole lot of things that people can do, too, once you learn these relatively simple techniques of how you can protect yourself if someone tries to come at you. So it's really things that everyone should know how to protect yourself, because you really do have ways that, you know, that you can protect yourself. You're not helpless if you learn a few things.
All right, I think that's great. I really appreciate it. Listen, can we take a photo? I want to take a photo of you with the rifle, okay? So let me get you, because I like to, if you don't mind, share with you as my student on the Facebook page. And maybe I was thinking about it. I played this interview, of course, on K-Talks and on my radio online channel. But I was thinking about, why not? I'm going to put it also on our Facebook page. Maybe you can listen to what you had to say. What do you think? Would be great. Let's do that. All right. Say hi then, everybody. Hello. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, guys. Okay, stay tuned. Don't go away. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna. Ciao.
Are you ready to get lost in lust? Immerse yourself in a thunderstorm of emotions and passion. Order John Luca-Zanna's new book, Perfectly Crazy, 69 erotic visions and love poems with forbidden erotic Italian phrases. Perfectly Crazy by John Luca-Zanna. Available all over the world at Amazon.com and www.zanna.us.
He's a songwriter, a poet, a rifleman.
I'm not afraid.
And a constitutional activist.
I'm not afraid.
Italian by birth.
I'm not afraid.
American by choice. Gianluca Zanna.
I'm not afraid.
And his new CD, Love, Guns, and Freedom. 16 powerful songs on one CD from the heart of a patriot. For download or to order the CD, go to www.lovegunsfreedom.com. That's www.lovegunsfreedom.com. Lyrics for your mind, music for your heart. Gianluca Zanna's new CD, Love, Guns, and Freedom.
You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna on K-Talks 1340 AM and also 104.1 FM. There was a recording of our interview with Annie from Golden Valley, which is one of our best students here at Kingman Force. By the way, last Sunday you didn't hear from me. We had a rebroadcast. Guess what? It was my birthday. Okay? So the point is, I'm sorry. Sometimes I just had to do what I have to do. I'm just a guy, as I said. A lot of news, though. A lot of things going on. And sometimes I feel really little, I don't want to say depressed, but overwhelmed by what we are facing. I mean, seriously. The things now are on the open. 20 years ago, 15 years ago, you still had the illusion somehow that you may be crazy. Maybe, after all, you should just, get a little bit more distracted. After all, what's happening is not really happening, Agenda 21, people used to make fun of us. Chemtrails, are you kidding me? Oh, there is no plan to destroy the sovereignty of this country. You must be paranoid. Oh, the Democrats are just working for the people, working people. They're not communists. Oh, no. And, no, they never do like this sort of things like, killing people, like human beings that are just born. Like, look at what's happening now with the new abortion laws. I mean, more important, the socialist America. Never going to be a socialist country. Now where you have all these zombies running, for office, but more important, the zombies that they're listening to them. Look at this latest Democratic candidates for the presidency. I mean, no one of them even fake it when it comes down to socialism. By the way, socialism is just a version of communism that they will take your things with the votes. But then, in case you don't comply, they will come and take it with your guns. Simple as that. So don't say, oh, this is a democratic socialism, this is a peaceful socialism. There is no way socialism is peaceful. The bottom line comes down that 51% of the cowards, yes, because you're a coward, if you're a socialist, listen to me carefully. I'm not even getting mad, okay? I'm just telling you straight what I think. You are really a sleazy coward and lazy. Let me tell you why. If you're a robber, what do? You get your gun, you go in to do a robbery. And there will be no bad, because it's bad. This is terrible. I don't believe in crime, of course. But at least I give them the respect. They go work for their money. At least if you're a bank robber, I give you the respect. You risk to get a bullet in your head. Okay?
Instead, if you're a socialist, what do? Like your little, little chicken neck that you are, or chicken hands that, that you little, you go there in the little poll at the votes because you believe that this is truly is a democracy, okay? So, 51% of us leeches can suck the blood out of the other 49. So you go to these polls, and then at that point you start to vote for the person who gives you more free stuff. They call it, government funded. The government doesn't fund anything. That's government extorted tax dollar. That's what it is about. Okay? So, you see, you go there, you vote for your little, guy that is going to be the Bernie Sanders of the world, or doesn't matter who's going to be. It's all the same. Anyway, by the way, these socialists, they're just another way to use. They are used by the globalists to destroy competition. Because the big corporations love socialism. The big, as you say, we are against the corporations. No, the big corporations love socialism. Socialism is perfect for the big corporations. I mean, there's exactly the union between corporations and the state. That was fascism. And by the way, fascism is nothing else than the National Socialist of Italian party. That was the fascist. So the point is, you see, you little socialist leeches, let me talk to you one more time. When you think that you are there in the little polls, in your little booths, voting, and you think this is a peaceful, is the people deciding? No, this is you 51% of cowards that you have not the balls to come out and steal my stuff. You come and you vote for somebody who will use the government guns to come and steal our stuff. Starting from our property taxes, starting from our income taxes, start from our corporate taxes, start from our, inheritance taxes, start from everything. So I have a message for people like De Blasio, Alessandra Cortes, or anybody out there. I don't care. They're all the same. Screw you. From the bottom of my heart. Okay? Screw you. You want to start a civil war? I don't like violence. I don't want that. But if it has to happen, it better happen now. It better happen today. So our children, they have not to face it. So our children will understand. Because the problem is now, especially with this new indoctrination, all these, public schools that they are not schools, they are re-education camps. What they want to pretty much reshape the minds of the new slaves. That's what it is. So they will never understand what they're really lost because they never ever tasted and they're being brainwashed. So I say, if it has to happen, bring your socialist revolution now, bring your Bolshevik revolution now, bring your gun confiscation now, bring everything you got. Bring it. Simple as that. All right? Now, more news, bad news, and good news. Okay, first of all, in California, if you want to buy ammunition from the July the 1st, you're screwed because you're a slave. So sorry, guys. You made it happen. Now you need to have a background check on ammunition. Yes, because, of course, they can also deny that. Because after all, hey, we don't like your post on Facebook. Hey, we don't like your political views. Hey, we don't like your period. After all, you don't have really the right to keep and bear arms so much that in California, it's a may issue state. That means the government can tell you if you have that option to keep and bear arms. Okay? So sorry, guys. I have a lot of friends and brothers and sisters in Freedom, California. But if you really want to still stay there, I don't know what type of motivation. At least I'd rather to eat peanuts, in the desert, in a tent in Arizona, than have caviar in a freaking overpriced, overtaxed mansion in California. Seriously, guys. There's no excuse. Oh, my husband has a job. Screw the job. Run. Frick's sake, I was able to escape from Italy. I think you can escape from California, guys. And I love you, okay? Some of you guys, I really do love you. I mean, you're my friends. But come on. Let the state implode. Okay? The state now is running on fumes. More people will leave. But let them leave now. The problem is that when you leave too late, you're going to have a problem. You're not going to find a place to come. Especially in Arizona. We're going to be plugged, okay? And please, whenever I know my buddies, my friends, they really are in freedom, okay? I know you don't come here with garbage, but some of these people that they leave California, they're still so mentally, somehow, seriously, mental, disturbed, that they really think, oh, it didn't work out there, let's try again, or let's get more taxes, or let's get more government, we need a government. So they try to bring all the garbage here. So leave it there, please, okay? So anyway, gun owners in 1st of July in California, you're also going to pay more for the ammo. What do you think? I mean, all this extra background, who's going to pay for it? So anyway, little break. I got more news. I love a lot of news. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna. We're going to play also some music today. I'm in the mood. We'll talk also about diet and food. Yes, after all, I tell you, I take a lot of pride. At Kingman Force on Force, I don't just teach firearms training. I don't just teach as a certified krav-maga instructor, krav-maga self-defense. But also, the last few months, I took the pride and the effort to become a certified personal trainer with also specialization in fitness nutrition specialist and mixed martial arts conditioning specialist. So I'd like to share some ideas because after all, wherever you are, if you need to defend yourself, if you need to resist tyranny, you must take care of yourself. They want you sick, they want you dependent. So the idea is we must become the best we can be because we are the weapon against tyranny. Don't go away. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna.
It is time. Get your Arizona Concealed Carry Permit now with Arizona Concealed Carry Permit by Zanna Enterprises, LLC. Become a more responsible and educated gun owner. Carry legally concealed in 35 states. Carry permitted in restaurants where alcohol is served. Learn where and how you can legally carry a firearm in Arizona. Learn where you can use deadly force. Where can you display your gun or not for self-defense? Learn how to deal with law enforcement while carrying a firearm. Learn how to be aware of your surroundings and how to avoid a confrontation. Buy your gun without waiting for a background check. Get your Arizona Concealed Carry Permit now. Go to www.azccw.us. Go to www.azccw.us. Free for single mothers and people with disabilities. Here we are back. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna on K-Talks 1340 AM and also 104.1 FM. I would like to talk about in this segment a little bit about diet, food. Be sure I understand that. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I don't care really what you eat. I mean, it's your life, okay? I'm not the government, okay? I tell you, oh, don't put too much salt. Oh, don't drink the sodas. No, this is just let's say, a friendly opinion. And based on my experience, based also on the fact that, I truly believe that I know more than the average person. I don't want to sound cocky, but I really apply myself. Not only I just got my certification for personal trainer, I also got my certification in specialization in fitness nutrition specialist. What does it mean? That doesn't mean nothing. Because sometimes what they teach you, it is not exactly really what it is out there. But it is a process to try to learn the best you can. The diet is an important, component of who you are. I'm not trying to, cure anything. I'm not trying to tell you, you eat that, you're going to get healthy or things like that. Oh yeah, there's some things that I can tell you can get healthy. Start stopping eating from any type of fast food, you'll get better. But beside that, my point is, there's a lot of truth, a lot of things. It's a process. This learning process about diet is something that never ends, Yes, I got my certification from the NSM about fitness nutrition specialist, but doesn't mean that that's only thing you need to learn. That's probably just one aspect. I keep studying, I keep learning from different sources, different diets. So I'd like to share with you some of my ideas. And please, as I said, take this as a personal friendly opinion. That's it, okay? Number one, we are what we eat. That's a fact. The ancient Greeks, pretty much, they were using it as a proverb. You are what you eat. If you eat garbage, you will become garbage. I mean, this food that we put in, it is not like a miracle. You put something like, you put trash and becomes gold. If it's trash, becomes trash, stays trash, or even worse, it will transform in more trash. Same story with food. You put good ingredients, you put good nourishment that your body can assimilate and use to grow, to repair cells and everything else, you will have great benefits.
Now, regardless of what type of diet, there are a lot of diets out there, the keto diet, the paleo diet, the Mediterranean diet, whatever, okay? I'm not even going there. Let's start with the ingredients. Let's start with the raw food, what exactly you put it in. Let's start from the first thing, water. If you don't have right water, you're not going to live, period. We are made of mostly water, okay? So, if you start to think that you drink water out of your tap, okay? Of any municipalities on the world, really, I don't care if you're in Italy or if you're in America, the municipality governments are famous to completely put in this water so much garbage, chemical garbage, that I tell you, it's like a pharmacy. We talk about fluoride in the water here. Fluoride, it's terrible. It's one of the worst things. Think about it. You to get a medication, you need to get, a doctor, approval and all this stuff. The government has the audacity, the hubris, the arrogance to mass medicate, according to their theory, populations, each city at a time, with fluoride. And by the way, is a complete poison. You can see on their bags, they have, the skull, and the people handling this fluoride, they wear masks and hazmat suits. But you tell me that then, the government can tell, hey, if you want to get a little medication, you need to have a prescription or go to jail. But we, government, we can put tons of this garbage. By the way, it's an industrial byproduct from aluminum, sodium fluoride. It's really something hard to remove, to dispose. That's why in the 50s, what happened? They found a way to sell it to the cities. But there is a very much darker point. It is not just to make a profit or to save money how to dispose this garbage. It's also because at the end, fluoride was proven during the Nazi concentration camp that it was able to subdue and to reduce the will to fight back of the population in the camps. It's almost like a drug for your brain. Think about it. I don't think that's a coincidence. So, I don't think that's really... And by the way, the water is not just about fluoride. Every time you drink a water from the city that is not being filtered and it's just out of the tap, you get fluoride, you get chlorine. Chlorine itself, it's a chemical that you shouldn't put in your body. Highly carcinogenic, whatever you say it. Okay? So my point is, you see, there is so much, just the water. When you think you go to the bar or to the restaurant and they give you nice, cup of water with ice, of course, always from the tap. Or you get a little, soda from the fountain, whatever garbage it is. Before even we go into the sodas and corn syrup and GMO crap and all these chemicals, the water itself is garbage. So please, first, if you want to be healthy, you got to find good source of water. What do? I truly believe that one of the best way is to get one of these filters. And by the way, I don't sell them. I'm not trying to push anything. There are different brands out there. I like two brands. One is the Berkey, one is the ProPure. These filters, they are economics, affordable. You can put them in your home, and you can transport them with you. They're very easy to assemble, and they create a complete, very great quality water that you can cook with or you can drink. Now, this is a very important thing. You can read in this filter, they're also the independent labs, abatements, they see exactly what they break down, and they are powerful. They're powerful. Especially the ProPure, in my opinion, is the best right now, as this fluoride included in the average filter, removing fluoride. So water, number one, you need to stay away from sodas, period. Any type of sodas. There is only one thing that I like. I don't want to advertise it, but it's completely no sugar, nothing, just like juice. It's carbonated soda. It's not as bad, but once in a while. But the point is, Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, Mountain Dew. My gosh, I wouldn't even. Mountain Dew is good to put anti-freezing. If you're out of anti-freezing for your car, put Mountain Dew. Seriously. So that's pretty much what I'm telling you. Stay away from sodas. Sodas not only are bad for your blood, because you have all this sugar that is not even really sugar, it's corn syrup. It's also terrible for many other things that can create overweight, but also potentially now you go into in diabetes type 2. You can lose a lot of weight just stopping sodas. Forget about how much money you save, okay? So soda, in my humble opinion, it's a disaster. It's one of the cancer that really, unfortunately, we've been brainwashed that by the media, by, the propaganda, marketing, everything, that you must have the Coke when you're so thirsty. Get the dirty water with all the phosphoric acid that completely destroy your bones and minerals and put a hole into your stomach. So good for you, right? Well, it's your choice. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you what the stuff does. Now, another important thing we got to look at is the diet stuff, aspartame or Splenda, or whatever name they want to find now. That's another way that they will literally destroy your body. Not only you're not going to lose weight, you're going to gain weight. Even there are technically less calories or 0 calories, doesn't matter. That stuff is pure poison. It's rat poison. Research aspartame. I could do an hour show just about that. If you are hooked on diet sodas, listen, as a friend, find a way to get out. If you want to die, that's fine. Go ahead, keep drinking. But the only problem is you don't die immediately. If you say, listen, I drink this diet soda and boom, I'm out. That's my way I want to go out. I respect that. But unfortunately, you're not going to die immediately. You will probably suffer, go to doctors. Doctors will give you more medication. And more of this medication, they will create other problems. So they're never really going to stop anything. And by the way, there's a lot of connection between cancer, tumor to the brain, and aspartame. Lupus, depression, and keep going. Just do a research. Dr. Mercola, that by the way is a real doctor. He's not like me, somebody that just, like to learn. Mr. Dr. Mercola it has a lot of great research. Google Mr. Dr. Mercola research on aspartame. Something you should consider, okay? Now, talking about always drinking, heavy alcohol, whiskey, or whatever you drink, vodka, that's not good for your body. It's very harsh. Once in a while, if you want a little sip, whatever. Not my favorite, but heavy alcohol is bad. Now, I'm not here to say that I shouldn't drink alcohol at all. I just say heavy alcohol is bad. I drink alcohol daily, every day, in moderation. Normally with my meal, I like to drink a couple cups of wine. I like good quality wine. People may have objections about that too. People may say, you know what, wine after all is every type of alcohol may destroy your brain. I'm sure it will. Guess what? I'm going to die anyway. But at least I know with little alcohol, like red quality wine, or even white. Red is better for your heart, by the way. For me, it gives me the extra calories that I need, especially because I do this sort of diet that I eat mostly during the night. And I enjoy it. It relaxes me after all day working. Give me a smile a little bit, little euphoria, but I never get drunk. I always drink with moderation. Wine for my system, it works fine. I know I shouldn't probably drink every day, but you know what? A couple, maybe 1 cup even, just a cup or 2, that's fine with me. That's all I get. So there are a lot of enzymes, a lot of vitamins. So wine, in my humble opinion, can be beneficial if it's done with the right moderation. I like sometimes also like a cup of wine, red wine, or even cold white before I work out. You know what? It boosts my performances. That's for me at least. I'm from Italy. I can get away with that. Probably I wouldn't do that in the gym, but in my gym, a Kingdom for Some Force, yes, I drink a glass of wine before my training, and that works fine with me. It's like gasoline, jet gasoline. Now, talking about beer. Beer, I enjoy beer. I have a place in town that I really like as a friend also. The problem though with beer, you gotta be careful when you're a man, especially when you're a man. It's proven that in the beer, especially in the hop, parts of the beer, there are some phyto, elements that they completely boost your estrogen production. It's like an injection of estrogen. You notice these people that drink beer constantly, you will see like their breasts start to become, their chest start to become like boobs. You start to see the belly start to grow up. It's a reality. It's not just the extra calories that they can be, damaging, but also the fact that you technically now, you put in extra estrogens in your body. So something to consider. I don't think extra estrogen in my body are good. I'm a man, okay? Maybe a woman would be okay. I don't know. But I'm here. I stay away from beer as much once in a while when it's hot and a little cup maybe. Okay. But that's it. Now, this is pretty much about the liquid part, drinking. You gotta drink, by the way. You gotta drink a lot. Okay, water, it's important. Now, let's talk about food. Before even we go into the type of diet, keto, paleo, whatever. Let's talk about the real ingredients. McDonald's, just to give you an example, Burger King, or whatever other fast food you like to go, that's not food. That's processed garbage that your dog should not ever have. Hot dog at the stand, that's not a meal. That's something that your dog should never have. Okay? And I'm being very harsh. This is my opinion. If you like McDonald's, that's fine. If you like fast food, that's fine. But I'm telling you, you are what you eat. You can do a research about all this fast food, the ingredients, what they put inside. The reality that in McDonald's, for example, McRib, there is no rib at all. It's just some sort of a soy crap put together, glued together with a bunch of chemicals. And what do you think you get for 99 cents or whatever special they have? Last time I was checking Carol Jr., so I want to be sure I don't miss any of them, okay? 99 cents Carol Jr. special hot dog or whatever it is. Burger. What do you think? They need to make a profit too, these people, okay? You get garbage. I wonder why. Not really. When I see, I don't have TV, but I used to watch TV years ago when I had it. When you see all these advertisement about, acid reflux, you need that purple pill, you need the pink pill, you need the blue pill. What type of... I never had acid reflux in my life. How is that possible that all the American people need all these pills? And I'll tell you why. Because you're eating garbage. That's why. One time I had a pizza. I forgot where. Damn it, I needed acid reflux pill. Probably that tomato was from hell. Okay? So that's the reality, guys. The sad thing is, not only you eat garbage, then they put you in a situation that they force you to go into a medical system that's not going to fix anything. They don't tell you, by the way, stop, I'm not going to give you a pill, stop eating that garbage. No. It's like, they have in a dirty toilet that is full of garbage, they put some acid to try to somehow get rid of the garbage, but meanwhile they get rid also of you. That's pretty much the idea of Western medicine. They don't go to the source of the problem. They go just to try to stop the symptoms in a very harsh way. And if you like it, that's fine. Don't get me wrong. I believe that Western medicine has a role. If I get shot, somebody needs to patch me up. They need to remove the bullet and put some stitches. That's a good role. I've got a broken finger. I'm sure they can put it together. A lot of things they can do. But when it comes down to reality, to understand diseases, the system, it wasn't based on healing you. No, it was based to keep customers coming back. That's the idea. And by the way, there are good doctors out there. Don't get me wrong. Doctors that really mean well. But they've been trained with that system. Okay? It's like to say, to a cannibal, can be a good father, but a cannibal is a cannibal. He's going to still eat human flesh. And he's going to share with his little son and daughter at a kitchen table. So the same story with the doctor that is being trained by the system. They don't tell him, hey, by the way, diet has an important role in fighting cancer. You can't just give him chemical poison and hoping that's going to do it. Because cancer will come back. There's so many things that they don't tell you. Diet can be so fundamental. Levels of acidity in your body. But that's not the point. I'm not trying to give you any medical advice or any type of ideas. All I'm saying, diet is important. You eat garbage, you will get garbage. Now, ingredients. If you like meat, let's start to talk about meat. I'm not saying you don't need to eat meat. That's your choice. I don't like much meat. I'm a person that I'm really not that fond of, especially red meat. For my personal philosophical reason, I don't want to kill an animal unless really I have to. I truly believe that there are other things I can eat before I eat a poor little cow. I'm sorry. Don't get me wrong. If I'm hungry, I will eat a cow, okay? If I'm in a situation that I need to hunt for survival, I will. I'm not San Francis, okay? But at the same time, if I can spare the life, I'll try to find other ways. Now, what you eat, what you buy at this average grocery shop as meat, it's not meat. It's a pharmacy. It's a pharmacy pack in garbage bag. All this ground beef that you think is beef, that's not beef. That's a pure mass of chemicals, starting from estrogen, starting from, of course, we have growth hormone that get injected. These cows, these poor cows, they get bombarded with estrogens to get them fatter, bigger, with more water retention, faster. It's part of the machine. So the problem is, yeah, you eat a meat, and guess what? You get all that extra estrogen. Forget about, the meat, what can do to your intestine, all the stuff. I don't care about that now. Little moderation meat will be fine. But that's not meat. So what you need to do, start to look for grass-fed organic meat to be sure that these animals don't get anything but grass. That's it. They don't get all these injections, and they come in, especially with the estrogen, and come into your body. So look at these kids now. They're at 8, 9. They go to eat McDonald's every day, and they look like little ladies. Think about it. So that's just another idea. So at least you understand meat must be meat. Now, chicken. Same story. Try to get organic chicken. Try to get chicken that they don't inject with arsenic or other things. Fish. Try to stay away from farm-raised fish. Period. Farm-raised means you have no idea exactly in which condition they are raising it. Could be sewer. Especially when they're from China, stay away from fish from China. Unfortunately, we're kind of screwed when it comes to fish now. Because Japan, after Fukushima, they pretty much destroyed our ecosystem, and you never know what you're really eating. You may have a nice, fresh, wild salmon from the Pacific full of radioactivity from Fukushima. So you see, I don't know. You prefer to eat the fishes from a farm-raised salmon somewhere, or maybe something fresh and wild with nuclear waste inside their body. I don't know. Scary. Maybe you should go start fishing around your local lakes. Hopefully they're clean. But fish is very important too. You need fish. Now, eggs is one of the most important proteins, in my humble opinion, that really you can count and you can control. You should get your own chickens. Eggs are affordable, more affordable than meat. They are more assimilable as protein. It's a protein you can assimilate almost 90%. You have a lot of, fatty acid there, good cholesterol. The yolk of the eggs is very important. It's a complete protein. So my humble opinion, that would be one of the best proteins really you can enjoy. Normally at night, when I'm tired and I like to have some pasta and, maybe I don't want chicken or I don't want meat, I boil myself 5 or 6 boiled eggs and bang. I feel like all the proteins I needed during the day, they're back into me. So that's something to think. And remember, you also save a lot of money. Eggs compared to, let's say, a steak or anything, it's a fraction of a price. But get organic eggs. Don't get industrial eggs, please. That's something you deserve. Now, cheese, be careful with cheese. Cheese, little bit of cheese. I like fresh cheese, for example, mozzarella or ricotta. These dry, packaged, industrial cheese. They are not cheese. They're plastic. Literally, they're made of chemicals. They're just some fat glued together. That's what it is. So all these colors, orange, yellow stuff, especially big brands, I would never touch those. I don't consider them cheese. But good quality cheese, something you should consider once in a while. Not too much. Even there, cheese can be, create extra, little fat is very important, don't get me wrong. But cheese fat can be something that could be different on your system. But fresh cheese, mozzarella, ricotta, I think something you should look into it. Now, beans, lentils, my opinion, they're really good. They are good source of proteins, iron, fiber, good stuff. Stay away, in my humble opinion, from soy. Soy is the alternative proteins that normally, vegan eat. And I'm sorry, guys, I have a lot of friends that are vegan. I think it's your choice. It's great. But you got to be sure that you complete your meal with all the essential amino acids that you need to thrive, to your body to keep repairing itself and grow. Soy is not the source. Soy, the problem, first of all, you got to be sure that you have GMO soy, organic soy. Why? Because if you get the regular soy, you know already that it's full of pesticides like Roundup, because they are GMO, made in a way that they are resistant to pesticides. So they get impregnated, and you get these highly doses of pesticides. They're terrible. And still, the problem with soy, estrogens. Estrogen, high quantities of estrogen. Do you need all this estrogen? I don't think so. Even if you're a woman, that can create a really side effect. Okay? So, this is just a little bit of a display of proteins before even we go into what to choose or when to eat them. Okay? But at least you got to understand that we cannot eat garbage and expect results like to become an athlete. Okay. Now, let's go into carbs. Okay. People says, carbs are bad. I disagree. Carbs are fundamental for your highly performance. Yes, you can live and survive, and also, for sometimes just eating proteins and, and fats, The problem is your body is made in a way, we are not lions, we are not wolves. We need carbs to create this explosive energy, or even for the long-term energy, okay? Then, of course, fats are a very important role. But carbs are not all bad. The point is, where do we get these carbs from? First of all, one of the best sources of carbs, believe it or not, are fruits and vegetables. Right there you have carbs too, and they're natural. And they have nutrients, they have vitamins, they have fiber. So it's one way that you should start to look into carbs, vegetables, organic vegetables, fruit, organic fruit. Then, of course, there are other more complex carbs that we need to analyze. Unfortunately, I think time is already out. My gosh. I would like to continue next week. And I hope you understand that, this show is not just about politics, New World Order. This is also the way we fight the New World Order. This is also the way we fight the tyranny. If we don't get healthy, we're never going to be able to stand up. I think I wrote one time, a sick population is going to be dependent. It's never going to be able to stand up against tyranny. You've been listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna, and God's willing, I'll talk to you next Sunday. Ciao.